1606 believes hemp and CBD can change lives, and that's why the company is encouraging tobacco and nicotine users to make a switch to hemp. And with me is CEO Greg Lambrecht to talk more about the company. And I was kind of navigating your website a little bit. I noticed you're talking about hemp rolls. Is that a hemp cigarette?
Yeah, and thank you for having me. It is a hemp cigarette, and basically it looks and smells and it's just like a cigarette, except there's no tobacco and there's no nicotine. So we're encouraging smokers to make the switch and use the hemp cigarette to hopefully stop smoking the normal cigarettes, which have tobacco and nicotine, which is what is addictive.
And so, and hemp is legal. It was legalized in the 2018 Farm Bill, correct?
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up because I've taken two other companies public in my past life. One of them to the NASDAQ, and one of the things, quite frankly, because I'm a serial public entity guy, when I found out that CBD was legal, I really gravitated towards it because it eliminates so many issues and problems. So we're able to sell CBD in every state and online. So it's a great product that way, maybe compared to some other things out in the market, obviously cannabis and mushrooms and whatever. Just the other day, there was another article that came out that that they don't plan on changing anything with CBD as far as the legal part of it.
Interesting. So now explain hemp and how that would be better. Like, why would a tobacco smoker want to make that switch?
Well, the main thing is in tobacco, there's not only tobacco and nicotine, which are both, bad for you, right? They're both addictive and they're not good for you and they cause cancer. The hemp actually gives you a feeling of, just like CBD, it's hard to explain to people, but hemp and CBD are one and the same. Hemp is part of the CBD family. It's just that we're allowing people to get CBD with smoking a cigarette. Okay, so when they smoke the CBD hemp cigarette, they're getting a feeling of relaxation, and it is not addictive. If someone can switch from nicotine and tobacco to hemp CBD, they're heading in the right direction.
Yeah, well, and there were even some, perhaps some health benefits to hemp and CBD, maybe a blood pressure. And I mean, what's the science behind that?
Well, I would say there are a lot of different health benefits, but the main one is what CBD is really known for is less stress and less anxiety. That's why a lot of people take CBD. The other products that really work well with CBD is people with sleeping issues. There's some excellent studies, and a lot of people are taking CBD at night for sleeping issues. But at the end of the day, what CBD really does is it gives you less anxiety and less stress.
Interesting. Now, you mentioned you're right now traded over the counter. So explain kind of the business of it. So you're OTC. I know you've taken another company public before. Kind of give me a little bit of a rundown of the business and where you're coming from.
Yeah. So the company I took public in 2011 was called Single Point, ticker symbol SING. And that company now is in solar. I was the founder, chairman, CEO for 12, 13 years. So what I did is I resigned over at Single Point, and I took 1606 and spun that out of Single Point. And it actually, was a lot of work. It took us a year to get our S1. And then it also took us a year to get our ticker symbol, which we finally did. And our ticker symbol is CBDW, which is an amazing ticker symbol because it actually spells out what we do. So I was really excited about that. So we're just in the process now. We're trading on the pinks, and we're moving up to the QB. It's very exciting. I mean, the stock is around 250 today, which is over $200 million market cap. So it just goes to show you that people that are taking CBD are seeing CBD on TV ads or walking into a grocery store and seeing a whole aisle of CBD, and they're using CBD. The category is growing. And I think from us only being out 2 weeks and having a 200 million market cap, the investors are also responding to CBD.
Yeah. And what about acquisitions? Is that something that you might consider doing in the future?
I'm so glad you asked about acquisitions because it's really our number one way that we're going to grow the business. So really CBD started to get very popular about 5 years ago. So now you've got some mature companies, whether they're a manufacturer, whether they own CBD stores, whether they have a website, whether they're distributing CBD products. You've got some companies that have been doing this 5 years, and we're in talks with companies that are doing 50 million, 30 million, 10 million, and some smaller ones that are doing 1 million. And really how we want to get to a $50, $100 million company is through acquisitions. And we're having really good success in talking to different CBD companies because it's been 5 years and they're looking for an exit strategy. And we provide them, the opportunity to be part of a public company, and also, being able to raise funds much easier than a private company, so they can increase their revenues, increase their business, which is going to only increase our business.
Yeah. Now, Greg, finally, I just want to ask you about the industry in general. I mean, you clearly think it's got a lot of room to grow. I mean, how do you see CBD, hemp, even cannabis, as we wait, or maybe not on federal legalization at some point? How do you see things going?
Well, I think on the CBD side, and really what my concerns are, because I've been involved in public companies. I personally have stayed away from cannabis because federally it's not legal. So when you start getting into the SEC and FINRA and all that regulatory governments, it's very hard to get a cannabis company public. And certainly on NASDAQ, there may be one, but then they kind of do something else. So we want to take this company 1606 CBDW ticker symbol up to the NASDAQ, and just with one of our acquisitions, we're gonna be able to do that. So I see the CBD business continuing to grow. There's still people to this day that you say, hey, you have a sore shoulder, you should try this roll on, and they try it, and the next day they call you and say, oh my God, that's completely gone. So people are just really learning about CBD. I mean, you and I know about it, but let's just say only 20, 30% of the population have tried CBD or know what it is. So I believe the industry was predicted right now around 20 billion. So this is not a small industry right now, and that's supposed to grow a lot. So that's kind of my feeling about CBD. CBD is helps you. It's not psychoactive. It's totally legal, and that's why me being a serial entrepreneur and a serial public guy is really why one of the reasons I got into it. It's helping people, and it's also legal.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Greg, for coming and sharing the story of 1606.
Okay, well, I appreciate you, and we're excited about it. And go CBDW.
Thank you.